Morning Wood Radio. Here we go, folks. 0 subscribers right now. Well, good morning, hello, and welcome. It's your boys back again. Hunter McIntyre, a.k.a. we're going with Dog the Booty Hunter again, a.k.a. Hunter McIntyre, and your co-host Ryan Thierry on the ones and twos, a.k.a. Tommy Tutone. How's it going, Hunter?
You know, I would do this show even if no one ever watched or listened because, big part of the update show is kind of just going through the news.
Yeah.
And man, I would never read the news if it wasn't for the fact that we did this show again because the news is fucked up.
It's a lot of scariness going on.
It's so fucked up. Like right now, dude, I just picked this one up. We're not going to be able to see the lunar eclipse in Southern California because there's going to be clouds.
Y'all got too much smog going on out there.
Yeah, so immediately right here, sky gazers in Southern California will have a hard time seeing the total lunar eclipse on Tuesday, which was yesterday. Oh, no, it's today.
No, it's today, like 4:30 a.m., so that would have been like year 2:30. I'm on Central Time.
It was dumping rain. It was hammering down on us.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty impressive. What else? Let's see what else is going on in the news. I wrote a bunch of things, but I'm just going to try to give you like the most alarming things. Like, boom, there's a hurricane. Boom, elections.
It's election day.
After lettering. There's a guy in an eye patch. Stuart Rose says the fellow Oath Keeper were stupid to storm the Capitol.
There we
there's
go.
Things on Ted Cruz. Everything is just so hardcore. 2 influencers say they were denied entry to a club because of their size.
Oh, poor influencers.
Well, these girls are big, I'll admit. But at the same time, like, I'm a good-looking guy, and I won world championships, and they didn't let me in the door at the club after High Rocks World Championships. Like, I didn't sit there and then post about it and say, oh, poor me. If a club doesn't want to let you the fuck in, they don't have to explain why. And if they do explain why, they told me my outfit wasn't good enough. That's fine.
I mean, they have a certain dress code. They have a certain like stature that they allow in their club. They have, for pictures that are posted online, you have to have a certain baseline of what you want your club to be able to be viewed as and represent. And if you don't fit within those guidelines, you ain't getting in.
Yeah. Now also, Chris Evans has been named the sexiest man alive. Before that was Paul Rudd, which I call bullshit on. Chris Evans is definitely a good-looking guy, but they're all over the place with this shit. How the hell do you go from Paul Rudd to Chris Evans?
So Paul Rudd's just a good overall. I don't think the man has aged since his time on Friends.
Paul Rudd was on Friends?
Yeah, he was Phoebe's boyfriend.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean,
yeah, Paul Rudd. Yeah, he was Phoebe's boyfriend. He had like the bougie parents, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if my parents are gonna like you." And Phoebe shows up, and she starts talking like this British accent to impress them. Where do we summer?
Wow, I didn't remember that at all. But I also wasn't really watching Friends, to be honest.
Okay. It's a big It's a big show in my life. I put it on when there's nothing else on, which is a lot. I just rewatch the same episodes.
Well, this is a good one right here. Social media influencer Hush Puppy sentenced to 11 years in prison over money laundering conspiracy.
These kids, what's crazy is these kids have no financial background. Now they're introduced to all this money, and then, all these producers want to get a hold of them. They have no one to guide them, and now they're with access to all this money. No one's telling them, like, you should probably set some aside because you're going to need to pay your taxes.
Well, I mean, this has to do with fraud, so I don't know what it's directly related to, but
who is Hush Puppy?
No clue. He's a Nigerian social media influencer.
Was basically this the guy that was on no.
They were laundering money from various online crimes, including bank cyber heists and business email compromises and blah, blah, blah. He helped launder $14.7 million worth of stolen money through North Korea hackers. I mean, this guy clearly was doing something very wrong. This wasn't like, oh, I made a mistake with my money.
I didn't set aside 30% per paycheck.
I'm in Canada near Alaska. I start work at 3:30 a.m. The lunar eclipse was pretty sweet. Damn. You got pictures,
Brian.
Dude? Come on, Brian.
Mention us, tweet us in. Actually, we're not on Twitter yet.
Yeah, we're not on Twitter.
God, I hope.
Actually, I have a blue check on Twitter, and now I have to pay $8 a month to keep it. I don't use it, so I'm probably
it's all a
not
subscription fee. Do you think that the blue checkers check people are gonna, like, if they don't, then they're gonna be like us normal folk?
Well, I mean, supposedly it just comes with analytics. I don't go into Twitter anymore, so I don't really know that. But do you know what's fucked up is now they're also having subscription models within your car. So if you do not keep your subscription model within your car and pay your monthly fees, you don't get certain kind of services. My like Dodge Ram truck thing just shut down, and now some electronic features in the car keep on going off, and it tells me I need to go and have my car serviced, and it's because I no longer have this subscription model. It's a fucking $128,000 truck. It's like,
what are they asking you to subscribe to? Because like some of them are like Sirius XM or AAA.
No.
A different?
It's this stuff. Oh, let's see here. It's this RAM. It's the RAM app right there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So.
But what subscription? What features are you not getting that you would if you paid for your subscription?
Now, for some reason, like the auto connectivity between my phone and some of the features that go between my phone and my car are now changed. I could turn my car on from the distance of my phone and so on and so forth. I could lock it from my phone, all these kind of things. And I get it. It's just like another cheap way for dinging people, but it's like, it's annoying to me. Like, the service of having a car should be the gas and the oil. That should be it. Once your payments are done, it's the service and the oil. Now, the fact that there's all these other features that they're trying to get you on for like a second or third time, fuck them.
It's coming down to, who the real winners are going to be, the people that own the 1960 Broncos like yourself.
Dude, I'm just about to go pick up my Bronco, and it's like, I'm probably going to stop driving my Ram truck. Just going to sit there in the parking lot.
Drive that Bronco, baby.
Drive the Bronco, baby.
3 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I like the fact that this guy, Brian, says he has a flip phone. Brian, if you have a flip phone, how the hell are you on here talking to us right now?
I think he's got to be on like a desktop.
And Greg, you supposedly have a flip phone too. I'm jealous and appreciative of the fact that you guys have such abilities, but you're currently on a media device talking to us. What's going on here? You're bragging about this flip phone, but how are you conversating with us?
I think he might be on, because you can go on like a laptop and go to youtube.com and click into our pod and then comments within there.
Yeah. I mean,
it's easier on the phone, but I get how enjoy your beautiful. Oh, he's enjoying your beautiful face. Which one?
How do you feel about house training athletes so far? Mike Sauce. I'm confused about that question, Mike. How do you feel about house training athletes so far?
We love you.
Is this like a question of like my relationship with you guys? Is this a question about like my views on how successful you guys are, or about our company? Brian, I knew you were using telepathy. Fucking A. Gypsies. Yeah. So, Mike, hit us back with some questions and we'll answer them. I'm just going to keep on rolling with the flow of what I've been trying to do here. I wrote a lot of notes down on some things that have just been really racking my brain. What grinds my gears? Well, first of all, you know what I want to say that kind of breaks my heart is Aaron Carter died. And, you know, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to completely give you guys this full disclosure. I don't know enough about the guy to know what he was directly going through, but he was becoming more. He was surfacing in the media a lot more recently, and he was sitting in the media a lot more recently because of his extremely spastic behavior, from what I could tell. And I personally was heavily into drugs in a community that was involved with drugs and bad behavior. And I can't say that he was directly involved in that, but One thing I
just because you
noticed,
don't know, like
don't
you don't
know.
follow them that well.
I don't follow them that well, and I just want to say that. But one thing I noticed with a lot of my friends before they passed is they had similar characteristics, and it was just generally related with this just kind of uncontrollable in and out, almost like bipolar type behavior where there were swings of massive mania and massive depression and mania and depression, and there was never middle ground. And I saw that, so I hope the guy didn't go through hard times and pass away in that state of mind. But it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. It is really crazy. I've been thinking a lot about this, and it's just like there's so many companies out there now. I went through and I was reading USADA this morning because I was taking a new supplement, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a banned substance.
Yeah.
And it's like so clear. There's so many kinds of drugs out there now that can get you fucked up, and it's so common
without a doctor's prescription or anything like that.
Well, no,
just like
the worst part about it is you can get it through a doctor's prescription. You can get it so easily. That's the problem. And like you think about, like they talk about guns and how many people are dying via guns. They were talking about how many people are dying via COVID. All these kind of things, dude. Like people are being taken left, right, and center by these pills, by these like cocaine. I'm not worried about cocaine. I'm worried about pills.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about ecstasy. I'm worried about these pills that are killing people. I'm talking about like, you know, the fentanyls, the Suboxones, the opioids, the, you know, the Vicodins. Xanax isn't really nearly as dangerous. I'm not saying that it's not a problem, but it's usually the opioid based ones. And it's alarming that it just seems to still be so pumped into the system.
Yeah.
It's so pumped into the system. It like such a it's never checked. They're like, oh yeah, we have all these measures to get you off of it. We're going to put you on a lesser dose of it. And like as soon as you get done with heroin, they put you in a Suboxone clinic. Suboxone's another version. Then you get hooked on Suboxone, so on and so forth. So it's just like from one nipple to the next. Like you're just.
I think people think it's safer because, or it's not as big of a deal because it's prescribed from a doctor. It's like they are getting it off the street, so it's not as big of an issue, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm really lucky that I never liked that stuff. Like whenever I took it out, it would make me throw up. And a couple of my friends that I literally would sit on the couch with and play video games with throughout college are not here anymore because of overdoses on these pills, and they're gone. And I still have pills of this stuff inside from when I like hurt my finger and stuff. I still have like containers of these old Vicodins that are probably crusty now because I couldn't stomach them. But some people really loved them. Totally different subject. Totally different subject. Swinging around.
What's next?
My dad was talking about this. If you guys have not really been paying attention to what my dad's doing on the internet, I influenced him into getting a social media account because he's been a very successful finance and economic writer for a long time. And I was like, you need to tap into the new generation. We've talked about this before, but for new listeners, my dad was talking with me the other day. Dude, can you believe this? Amazon is now worth half the price, is now half the value of Apple. Apple is now twice the monetary value of Amazon.
Like, are we talking stocks? Like the stock value? Huh.
That's insane.
Apple has put out the same iPhone for the last 4 releases with minor updates that you would probably get through an iOS update. But, you know, every 3, 4, 6 months, you're getting, this is the new iPhone 14 is just out. Yet, I feel like nobody's really buying that. They've shut down kind of production on that, and everything is going to Amazon, yet Amazon stock is the one that's hurting. I wonder why that is.
Well, I'll just give you an example.
Hit me.
This is just on me. These are 3 iPhones right here.
Yeah.
You know, these 2 have broken screens, so they're done. And they were past their prime. And this is my current.
Yep.
I probably had about 20 iPhones in my lifetime. So around $20,000 worth of iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we think about this, how many thousands of dollars have I spent through Amazon every single year? I probably started my Amazon Prime membership probably back in 2017, maybe 2018. How long has it been going on for?
I mean, Prime itself, I probably had Prime for like at least 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. So around 5 years as I'm thinking I've had Prime. And I've been buying, I probably bought maybe a couple $1,000s worth of books off of Amazon. And I probably spent $2,000 to $4,000 every single year on Amazon in the past 5 years. And you think about that, there's just so many more opportunities to buy stuff through Amazon. And I'm an idiot. Like, I smash phones all the time. So I've had a lot more iPhones than the average person. Like, my brother's had an iPhone like 9 for the past, maybe an iPhone 8 for the past however many years that's been around.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to me. Like, they were saying in the article that Apple is worth more than Amazon and Alphabet, which is the parent company for Google. So the two of those combined, it's just alarming how powerful Apple's become.
Yeah.
Don't trust them, guys. This is how the Matrix starts.
I think what happens is as soon as they release the newest iPhone, there's something that triggers your current iPhone to, like, the battery starts to be a little bit not as good, or the shelf life is just, something tweaks as soon as you hit that iOS update after the new phone is dropped. You're like, okay, it starts to make sense because things.
It's like a cyanide capsule. It's like you upload it, and it's like it's a suicide pill. Like and if you don't, the phone harasses you to make you update it. But I don't know. My brother, who only uses his phone for emails and phone calls, basically
he doesn't text.
Yeah.
No, that's the question. Does your brother not text?
He does. He texts, emails, and makes phone calls. So he only uses the phone for its original uses. I think once you have all these apps and your TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of these kind of things, you're using editing apps and so on and so forth, games, it's running these things rampant. It's just like, the amount of things that I'm running my iPhone through compared to my laptop is enormous.
Yeah.
The amount of time that I'm on it, everything. It's over the top. So
it's scary. Every Sunday I get a report that says you've had X number of hours per day on screen time.
Shut that the fuck off.
It's like, quiet phone.
Dude,
don't tell me I'm viewing the phone too much.
I don't want to know what my addiction issues are. It's like, you've been on Pornhub 17 hours this week. I was like, shut up. Those
are not the stats that I want to hear about.
That is not true. There's a bot. That is a bot hacking into my phone.
The phone screen stays on, so that that was the website that it was left on. So it just says that I'm visiting those sites longer than what it actually is happening.
I'm gonna have a level of honesty to anybody who's listening to this, and you and I, because we're friends who respect each other. And you know what? I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna hide these kind of things. I'm gonna be honest. I watch porn occasionally, very occasionally. I'm talking about like once a week, once every other week, where I'm just like, you know what, eat ice cream once a week, once every other week. I just was like, fuck it. For some reason, the most recent update of my phone has, like, if you go into your phone and you just look, I'll just show it because I'm not embarrassed. Watch this. We're going to create a new tab. And what does it give the option for?
Porn.
I don't know if you can see this, but it goes porn, Hunter's Academy of Strength, Bill Alert, and Zillow. Like, I really do not go to that site that often. I go to Hunter's Academy of Strength like every single day. I go to Zillow very often.
Are you searching within dark incognito mode when you're visiting the?
No, I don't feel like I should have to. Like, I'm not.
That's why it's showing up as a recent tab.
I'm not that big of a pervert, is my point. I'm truly telling you, as a friend, I would be honest if I watched more porn. I'm not going there that often, but for some reason, and I'll remove it. Watch this. I'll remove it, dude. And it just, watch this. You can click this thing, and I can just go delete. It comes back. It will, without fail, it will come back. And I'm like, my phone doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit about my privacy. It is 100%.
Tab. Do you
something
want it?
weird? Yeah. there's something weird going on here, and I'm downright upset. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably go back with Greg ad, and I'm probably gonna go back to a flip phone.
You know
Let's
what?
answer some questions here.
One of my favorite phones that I ever had was a Verizon Razr, the RAZR. Thing was waterproof. I could jump in a pool. Now the iPhones are waterproof, but like I'm talking back in the day in like 03, 04, you could get the whole thing wet, water still thing. It still worked.
I literally was just about to say the Razr. It's awesome. Let's go through a couple of these questions.
All right, hang on, because Mike Sauce answered our question.
I can see that thing. What are your thoughts about how house athletes are progressing through winter camp so far? Any early improvements? I mean, reality, dude, 7 days is not enough to change the world. I think the most impressive thing that I've just noticed is like how many people are coming to me and just saying like, wow, like I didn't even know that I needed to eat this many carbs or like this or that. People like actually have to look themselves in the mirror and just like witness what they're truly intaking a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And they have to measure it. And
when they actually have to write it down and like view it daily, you're like, oh, damn, I actually am eating not enough, or holy cow, I can't believe I'm eating that much.
Yeah. And like I have my notepads right here, and I don't know if this is the right one, but when you start writing down what you're eating, it's just like, it's crazy. And you have to really keep yourself in check. 3 oatmeals, 3 Cliff Shots, BOA, cinnamon bun, protein shake, bagel, eggs, steak and cheese, 3 cups of Cheerios, 2 cups of milk, strong coffee, 3 tablespoons of honey, protein shake, 5 tablespoons of maple syrup, 3 cups of shredded chicken, and 3 cups of rice. Like that was a pretty good day for me. But then all of a sudden you look at it and you're like, wow, I'll admit, like I don't eat many greens, but then you're like, ooh, I should probably adjust some of these things and try to enhance this. And like when you start to look yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable on the piece of paper every single day, it gets pretty gnarly. And the one thing that I also notice the most is everybody starts out like the first week on fire. They post, they talk, they share, and then everybody drips off. And then you know what? So do their results. The people that stop showing up are usually the people that stop getting results. And it's because the studies that I discussed where people hold themselves accountable in a group and continue to bring themselves to the table and be seen end up having the biggest progress, because they're just like showing up, they're putting their words out there, they're putting their emotions out there, they're putting their failures out there, and then everybody's like, get the fuck back up and get to it. So it makes a difference.
I do have a question. Like probably one of the things that I leave off the most are greens. And so there's the Beat Elite, and in my drawer, I was thinking about it as you're talking, but there's a company called Gogoli, Gogoi or Li, but whatever. They along with apple cider vinegar. You all right there?
Dude, I've been sick.
Is that one of those?
Sorry, is this being too loud? And it's like I didn't mean to stop.
No, it's fine. I just didn't know what you were inhaling.
This is eucalyptus. I just have been sick, dude, and I'm like trying to open my nose back up again after being suppressed for such a long time. We'll get into that next, but I want to answer your thing, and we'll get into my creepy.
So instead of all I was saying was like instead of eating, a cup of mixed vegetables, which is what is normally on my schedule to eat. I know that there are like gummies that you can eat now for from the brand Gogoli of greens. It's like greens. The brand is Gogoli. They started off with only making like apple cider vinegar. They're like, hey, this is a good market. No, let's make vitamins with under this brand umbrella. And most recently, I picked up just greens. And so you're supposed to eat two gummies are a serving size, and I think you're supposed to eat them 2 or 3 times a day. Is that equal to eating that cup of mixed vegetables that I'm supposed to have?
I'll be honest, like this is coming from somebody who owns a supplement company, and it's going to make me look bad, but I'm going to be honest. In reality, all ingredients, if possible, should be taken through food. Now
Like
taking
actual
things through
physical food, not a
physical food.
powder, not a
Yeah. And you cannot get everything through food. Like studies have even shown that if like everything was like grass-fed animals and all these kind of like free-range stuff, like it would destroy the planet. We do not have enough kind of room for we'd all starve. Like we don't have enough room to produce the volumes of food that we need through these like forms of like the perfect situations.
Yeah.
Now that being said, also in supplementation, like I'm drinking my builder right now, like it is a cup of water with amino acids in it and taurine and electrolytes. Like I cannot get that naturally on my own. Like you can watch videos in National Geographic. There's this like video of this goat climbing across the mountain ranges and they keep on following it. And they're like, what is it going for? What is it going for? And it finds this rock and it just starts licking it. And they're like, it found its salt rock. It was so deficient in like, you know, in salt in its body. It traveled for miles and miles across mountain ranges to get salt. Your body needs it. I put it in here. Now I keep on trying to get to this point that I'm making, which is ultimately, if you do not have the opportunity to have these fresh greens in your life, then you should be taking supplements. And if you don't have the opportunity to have all these other ingredients in your life where you need to have protein shakes, BCAAs, electrolytes, things like that, you need to get it through supplementation. I preferably, when I do want to get these really fresh things, like I've been sick the past couple of days, so I really went out of my way to keep on going to the health food store and getting wheatgrass shots and wellness shots, like things that are truly as close to straight out of the ground as possible. Now, when you're trying to get that level of bioavailability and high integrity ingredients, and like you're looking for greens, which are supposed to be like this vibrant, healthy thing in your life, from a macronutrient standpoint, greens don't have almost any macronutrients, but their micronutrients are abundant.
Okay.
So that's where
like Gary Vee on the macro, it's not as consistent, but micro is so looking at the micro part of it, like the smaller aspects, like the little things that need you to get to the bigger jumps, you need those in your life. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm going to paraphrase this, like, and I'm going to probably chop it up and it's not going to sound as good as possible, but in reality, also the combination of eating greens in their full state have also to do with their level of like the enzymes and just like the level of like the smallest levels of energy in the way that they're affected in your body and broken down in your body have to do with the entire structure of the plant rather than them in isolation. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's interesting, and I'm not a professional on this matter, but of the little research that I have done, I have plenty of books right here. I'll try to find one of them if you distract people.
All right. Mike Sauce says he does lick rocks for salt.
There you go. That's it, baby. Hope not crack rocks.
Only the rocks that you find in the wild.
Yeah, only the rocks you find in the wild.
Carbs have been demonized. So just a quick rundown. I used to think like, okay, you can't have carbs. And then you read all this, so you got to do the keto diet. But then after listening to some nutritionists and then being on the phone calls with these, the lean and mean challenges, and it's like, you gotta take out this is a bad carb, this is a good carb. Like sometimes, one nutritionist was like, eat that Snickers bar, eat that Rice Krispie treat before you head out, because it's a quick, fast absorbing carb that's going to get you the energy to get going. So now, before I head out, I'll have the Rice Krispie treat, or more commonly just the squeeze pack of applesauce. And it takes me from like almost feeling like I'm going to faint or pass out to, hey, I'm able to do this workout in the morning.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. I'm digging deep in these things.
You're going into the dungeon.
Oh, there's so many books over here, and I've read a ton, but I'll admit, like, I've done a lot of skimming and not like deep diving on some of these subjects. But this is just even one of them, like more ultimate healing. Like these are the books where you actually get to find out about some like the deep understandings of, I don't know, micro level ingredients. So I don't know. I took us in a totally wrong direction than I wanted to.
Well, one guy yesterday, it was your friend Ryan Fisher. He was saying, the fresh fruit that you're getting sometimes has been shipped for thousands and thousands of miles. So the freshness that you're getting technically isn't that fresh, and it's almost better to eat the frozen vegetables or the frozen fruit, that you're getting more nutrients, because at the time that they were fresh, they were frozen, and then they encapsulated all the, you know, the nutrients that are you're going to be eating.
I don't know if I believe
it was
that.
on a Facebook story.
I don't necessarily know if I don't believe it, but
Yeah,
let's just say
I
more
thought
research was necessary.
it was very interesting. It was an interesting statement.
I mean, dude, if usually a lot of these things, you know that fruit has a protective skin. That's why a banana has a peel, an orange has a peel, and everything like that. These things are kept within inside of that. Nuts have shells and so on and so forth. So to say that all of a sudden things being frozen versus this, you know.
What about strawberries? Strawberries don't really.
Strawberries even have a layer of a skin too, dude. If you cut a strawberry in half and you look at the inside versus the outside, there's something on there. And it's like the same reason why you need to soak nuts. Like nuts have a layer inside of the outside of them that like actually have like toxins inside of them. So soaking them releases these toxins and makes them more bioavailable. There's a lot of things that come down to like the actual ingredients and also bioavailability and digestibility of things. So I'm just letting you know right now, like beyond what we're telling you to eat, like you do need to dive into these deeper levels. A lot of what it comes into performance nutrition, which is based on what our company does. Like we don't specialize in longevity and health, like, you know, health specific kind of information. But when it comes to fueling, we will tell you how much you need to eat to perform at the highest level, or how much you need to eat, or what you need to eat to lose the most amount of fat, gain the most amount of muscle, so on and so forth. What are the key elements to propel endurance prowess?
There you go. Asked
another way, what game changers to elevate your performance? I mean, Nick Barlow, that is such a gigantic question that it's going to take 2 to 5 hours to answer. But
so
as far as
here we go.
Yeah, no. As far as endurance prowess, you know what? Like you need to be on your feet more often. You need to be on the bike more often. You need to move more and more often, and you'll get better endurance. It's one of those kind of things. Like, man, you could take a field worker, someone who's just been working on a farm all day long, and they could probably run an ultra marathon much more easily than somebody who is a track and field athlete in the majority of their life, because they've been on their time and feet more often than that track and field athlete. That track and field athlete might be quick around a circle, but they haven't been working all day long in the hot sun, knowing what it's like to just fucking put their body through some hard stuff. As far as elevating your performance, train more often, train in harder situations that you're not used to, and read books and do research on things that, are going to elevate you. Put yourself in situations like you're in right now. Listen to people like myself, people that are better than me in certain subjects, and learn. Let's just keep on cruising, then we're going to get back on our regular schedule. Hunter. When I first started my fitness journey, I thought I had to choose between strength and endurance, but after seeing you in Spartan games, I've decided that
if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, you definitely can. I think it's just like really
you
proper
don't have
training.
To choose one or the other. Yeah.
Like I've been able to deadlift over 500 pounds and run over a 5-minute mile in the same 5 minutes for better part of a decade. And it took a while to get there, and now I've held on to it. Like I can go into the gym right now and almost cold pulled 500 pounds, and I could get on the treadmill right now at a 5-minute mile without even warming up and do it. And it takes a while, but once your body gets into that state, it can hold on to it as long as you continually, keep track and continually progress. And I'm paddling right now and doing Ironman shit. I'm not training any of that. So it's a possibility. Now you're training for a second half, my half marathon, Spartan Beast. I'm looking to first DecaFit. Check out HAOS Training, man. Honestly, if you want to get better and you want to be able to have the ability to do all these things, it's something we offer. Otherwise, just buy some books and get inspired and do it on your own. Plants want us to eat their fruits. Interesting, Greg. No, Plants don't honestly want us to eat everything. There's a lot of poisonous things out there, so do not buy into that. Haven't you guys ever seen the movie Into the Wild? That kid dies. Greg, you're giving
And
out
not all
bad
mushrooms
advice.
are great, especially the ones that come out of cow turds.
I tried that once. You know what's bothering the shit out of me right now is midterm elections.
Are you getting random text messages from random members that say, we need you?
Yeah, I'm just telling people to eat shit. That's my response. And I get
Would
on
you
the
like
phone.
to do a 5-minute survey? Then you get on
I'm
and it
so
takes 20.
pissed. Are you going to vote?
Why not? I mean, it's an American right? You're American. You get to vote. You have a duty. Although because are you registered to vote and don't vote, or are you not registered to vote and for that reason you don't vote? Because if you were registered to vote and don't vote, your name still gets put, whether you vote or not, your name still gets put in the hat of like every single time there's a jury that comes up to be selected for jury duty.
I'm not registered to vote. I've never voted. I personally, like, if you have the right to vote, you have the right not to vote. So yes. I don't vote.
Do you go by the concept, well, if you didn't vote, then you shouldn't be speaking up as to why you don't like what's going on? You didn't vote. You didn't put in your feather in the hat.
No, I think people are assholes. I think everybody says because they voted that they're politically involved, where in reality you're not. Like, you spend all year long talking about voting. You take no involvement in local politics or take actions to change things on a local level, on like a regional level, on a state level. Nothing at all. You sit there and you bitch about our president. You bitch about this. You bitch about that, but you do nothing. You bitch and you talk, and then you sign a piece of paper and you act.
What do you think the first step for taking action would be? Showing up at your local government and getting involved on the local level issues?
100%. Like, when I'm ready for it, I'm going to run for office here in Malibu, or I'm going to run for office in Crestline, and I'm going to affect things that are on a local level that I can control. And that's the reason why I don't vote. I don't feel like my voice really makes a difference at all. And I know people are going to flip out about that, but I don't trust the system. And also I don't trust the people that we're currently voting for. DeSantis is the only person I think I like. The guy out of Florida, he's just fucking nuts, and he's straight up about things. I think it's brilliant that he sent all those people,
those busloads, to Martha's Vineyard,
because everyone's just like, oh, everybody deserves to have their free space. I'm like, okay, we're gonna put them in your backyard.
Here you go. We're gonna give you everyone that's showing up by the busloads. We're giving you like a teardrop of what we're seeing down here.
Yeah, and I like that, because it's basically bringing the heat to your front doors, because you're going to have to actually take action on all these things that you're barking
because
about.
It's one of those, all right, you could talk crap all day now about what I'm doing. All right, I'm going to give you what's showing up on my doorstep. We'll see how you handle it. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go.
Yeah, and I liked how, like, just during COVID, he kind of just took over the state and he did what was best for his state. And it's just one of those kind of things where I don't really trust the people that are representing a lot of the things that are going on in the United States. And that's okay for me to say. Like, you guys can really applaud, but also I think it also destroys this country. I think the opportunity to vote creates this separation, and separation's been the point of, like, problem of this country forever. Like, people don't like people who have different sexualities, different colors, skins, and then giving them a third option to not like somebody because their political views just creates all this separation.
Yeah.
And like, it's sad, because like, I can't even go home anymore without having political wars, because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't argue with my family about anything, and I keep my mouth shut. Like, I disagree with my family so heavily on their political views.
Yeah.
And I just keep my mouth shut, but they're so, like, they get on me so much about it. It's like, yo, I'm your fucking son. Like, we have a lot in common. Just because I don't want to vote the way that you do, like, now I'm your enemy. They're like, I can't even fucking sit at this table with you because you're not going to participate and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, get over yourself. Like,
I like the t-shirts that are like, I'm here to get drunk and talk about politics.
Oh yeah. They don't donate money. They don't do anything. These people are all just coffee table politicians, meaning they don't do shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, the midterm election thing, like now that your phones, like you can, it used to be, but back in last midterm elections, I never was getting texts like this and phone calls. Now I think just the game has changed and they can just so easily contact you and just harass the shit out of you.
I haven't found a way how to block text messages, but through Verizon, I know that they have their own spam filter blocker app that I have enabled. I've disabled because it ends up shutting down our phone calls if callers are calling in. But on, majority of the time, if you enable that, the spam blocker, it generally dissipates all those. Would you like to figure out what your new health insurance is going to be and all those spammers?
Well, I need something. AT&T sucks. Let's get on to sports. Tom Brady beats the Rams. Love it.
He's back at it.
He's back at it again. Dude has 100,000 career passing yards. I think my dad told me that was 5.7 miles worth of passing.
Wow.
Such a savage.
Records.
This dude's been going through a lot. Now that's a true champion to just go through all the stuff that he's gone through and come back and beat the Super Bowl champions. Unlike I think he had like 45 seconds to get a drive for the last touchdown, and he fucking did it. That's big dick energy. Yep. I think Astros won the World Series. Our buddy Kyle was there. Kyle was there at the game.
Sweet Kyle was there?
Kyle, such a
he wasn't training he wasn't training for the Ironman.
Dude, he's
fat
leaving
ass the door open.
He's going to a beer festival this weekend.
He had hot dogs there too.
Just got over the bubonic plague, and I'm going to be crushing training this week. So his bitch ass is going down.
Hey, why does it seem like if a person just goes out, trains, and then they end up running the half marathon or the marathon, and they do what their time says, but the guy that is like not half-assing it as far as like eating a bunch of shit food, but like doesn't train as much as the guy that has the 8-month, 12-month training program, goes out and just annihilates. And they're the same build, that kind of the same endurance, but just annihilates. And that person hasn't trained on any type of training program and just goes out and crushes.
It's what's upstairs, dude.
Yeah.
100% what's upstairs. It's just like the belief system. Usually that person that's training all the time, getting everything perfect, they're also doubting themselves all the time. They're also creating.
Well, when you have that training program, you're like, shit, if I don't do Monday's training, then I'm not going to hit my goal. Do you think with that training program, it almost puts more pressure on you than when you show up to race day? Because you're like, all right, now I have to hit my goal because I've done this 8-month training program, versus the guy that's just like, whatever, I'm going to hit it, and then goes out and hits a new PR for himself.
I mean, dude, the person with the bulletproof mindset and the perfect plan is the perfect man. The person with the non-bulletproof mindset and the perfect plan is just the hot mess that they've been since the start. They need to change from the mindset. That's just my opinion of it. That's
Maybe
the reason why
a little bit more variety.
Coach people.
Yeah,
that's not variety, dude. You have to figure yourself out. That's why in our training camp, like I'm making people read books. Right now, like I started this book Endurance, but then all of a sudden I was like, I don't need to work on that. Like you could put me in the Antarctic and I could fucking get myself out. I can. I need to work on my mental game and my people skills, like because I'm hosting things like Battle Bunker now. I'm running a business now, so I started up the book again, How to Win Friends and Influence People, because I just know that that's a different aspect of myself that I need to work on.
I got that. Hang on.
It's a great book. There you go.
I got it.
Yep. It's a great book.
I've started it and got through 3 chapters. Now I'm, chapter 2. And then I stopped it. I need to start back up again.
Yep. Yeah, so it's one of those kind of things where you have to choose what's necessary, not what you like. And that's usually the thing that most people will never do.
And that's the reason. And so it goes back to what's the necessary evil in your life? Not necessarily that you want to do it, but what has to happen, what you have to read in order to succeed.
Yeah. I know there's plenty of things I can do in my life right now that will be a lot more fun. Like I sold one of my cars just recently. I have minimized a lot of expenses in my life because I know that if I want to get across the river rather than sit on the beach on this side and feel comfortable, oh, I got the car that I want, I got the life that I want, I'm the coolest kid on this side of the beach, where we know the other side of this river where the real shit's going on, where I really want to be, I'm just putting off. And I'm enjoying the luxuries of the fine leather and the booze and the excitement and the girls or whatever the fuck's over here when I know I really want to be over there. Were you referring to the book Endure by Alex? No, I was not. Endurance is by Alfred Lansing.
Hitchcock.
It's about
Alfred Lansing.
It's about God damn it. Now I'm just upset. It's about Shackleton. In 1914, the polar explorer Ernest Shackleton boarded the Endurance to set sail for the Antarctic, where he had planned to cross the last uncharted continent on foot. In January 1915, after battling its way through thousands of miles of packed ice and only a day's sail short of its destination, the Endurance became landlocked in an island of ice. Thus began the legendary ordeal of Shackleton and his crew of 27 men. Yeah, for 10 months, they were stuck out here on the ice.
Wait, so this Endurance isn't about like a book of endurance, like, hey, how to build your endurance. The Endurance is the name of the boat.
Yes. That's why I've been telling people to read this book, because everybody will probably be during our training camp at one point be like, wow, I have to eat all these calories. I have to get up and I have to train and my life's so hard. And then you remember that this dude was stuck in Antarctica with no boat and 27 men that he had to take care of with no opportunity. This is way back in the early 1900s where they didn't have radios, nothing. Everyone thought that they were dead. No one was coming for them, and they had to get out of there. Yeah. So you got no excuses to bitch. Read this book. The Detroit Lions still suck. They're fucking 2-6 this year. This has been my team since I've been a little kid because my family was involved in the Detroit Lions when I was younger. And I'm just amazed by how these guys just always fuck up. Like, Detroit should be the city that is like just top 5 in the league every single year. It's the toughest name. It's the toughest city. And they still suck.
Well, wait, the boy from the East Coast, Rhode Island, is a Detroit Lions fan.
Yep.
All right. How did that come about?
My grandfather was the head chairman of the Silverdome. Silverdome used to be where the Lions played. So we would go and we'd get to go watch the games. We'd go every Thanksgiving to go watch the games. Like, it was just, it was awesome.
Oh, wait, at the stadium?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
We got signatures from Barry Sanders and stuff. Like, we were true blue. My dad's from Detroit. Alex, who works on the team, he's from Detroit, right?
Yeah, I know he's a Detroit boy.
So yeah, this is how.
Speaking of Alex, you want to give a shout out of what he landed over the weekend? It was called a disaster topsoul.
What is that?
And it was on his 4th try. He's posted all over his stories, but the man is making a name for himself now. He said he's got, top dog skaters in his community, like reaching out to him, like, oh, you're in California, let's hit a skate. So his competition that he was out, he got first place in the half pipe, and then on his 4th try, he didn't win street, but on his 4th try, that's what I was saying. This disaster topsoul trick that he did. He skated up, over, and on a handrail. On the opposite side, I don't know if I can. On the opposite side, he hit this with the outside of his skate, and then like perpendicular, put his other skate, and then hit the rail. It was nasty. Like, it was freaking amazing.
Alex has always been a savage, dude. He is.
And I guess the big thing is, like, you either wear pants or you wear just like baggy pants. Old boy wears shorts, like gym shorts.
I think it's big dick energy when you wear just shorts.
I think it is. B to E, don't give a F.
Yeah.
I mean, if he crashes, he's road rash all over. But he did not. He's
likely going to die, lose both of his legs. Yeah. I mean, dude, he's an awesome partner to have on the team.
Yeah.
And last but not least in sports, the High Rocks world record was set once again by this girl named Megan Jacoby.
I thought it was Jacoby. That's
well,
what E-Rock was saying.
Jacoby. And she looks like a fucking beast, dude. She benches 200 pounds. She's supposedly a sub 17-minute 5K chick. So incredibly.
I was there at the event where it was world record set.
Did you see her running?
Yeah, but I didn't realize how far in the lead she was for women. And you know, I heard E-Rock or is it D-Rock or E-Rock on the mic saying we got a world record at our hands, but I wasn't at a position to go over to the wall balls.
I mean, dude, it's remarkable. She had an incredible time. It's so insane how like all these sports world records are being set. I think the marathon
she was at New York.
She
was at New York High Rocks a couple weeks ago, and so she took the data points of that. She didn't set a world record or anything, but she was a few minutes off that time that she hit at Chicago or Schaumburg.
I mean, it's impressive. I'm just so amazed, like the marathon world record, the Ironman world record.
Wait, the New York that just happened, there was a world record that was set at the New York?
No. It wasn't. No, the marathon record was set in, I think, Berlin.
I get you.
Says she improved 6 minutes from New York. It's just like astounding. Like it's so many records are being set, and I'm just confused. Not to say that I think that it's wrong. I'm just amazed by like why are so many records just being set. It's not like there's more athletes than ever. I want to know. I want to know why it's like so readily happening. I mean, I'm fascinated.
Well, the other elite guy that was there that I saw that I recognized was Dylan.
Dylan set a record for himself too.
He homeboy's running in khaki shorts, and he said it. And then he showed a picture of his My Zone. He never hit. I don't think he hit yellow or red, or maybe just like one portion of it. But his heart rate stayed even keel, and he crushed it. He joined the sub 1 hour club, 58 minutes.
I don't know if I believe that his heart rate never hit yellow or red.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. I mean, it's spectacular if he did, but astounding. Last but not least in sports, I know this is not a real sport thing, but I bought Powerball tickets and I didn't fucking win.
Did anyone win? There was a glitch. I went out at 9:07 or 9:14, and the gas station attendant said I couldn't buy to get in for last night's power drawing. All I heard was that there was a big glitch when they were getting ready to draw. Did someone actually win? Uh-oh. Speaking of glitches. Is he back? You're cutting out.
Ew.
There we go. Hang on. You cut out for a big second. Now you're back.
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying is by the time they got to draw, I guess there was a glitch in the matrix and they couldn't get out on. No one won. Good. So now my ticket that the guy sold me is good for Wednesday's drawing. Yeah. Hey now.
You know what's
what would you do? What would you do? I mean, immediately half is going to be taken by the government. So then you get $1 billion.
$750 million.
Yeah. So what do you do with it?
Well, I bought 20 tickets for myself and 20 tickets for my friend. And I said, like, if we win, let's just split it. Yeah. My friend's always been really good to me. You know, I would.
He's not talking about me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. It was 2.3 billion. Well, fucking A. I would immediately go out and I'd buy myself a home in Malibu. I'd buy the home that I want to get in Crestline. And I would buy my mom or a family home in Connecticut that everyone could stay at. Like nothing would change in my day-to-day life. Only thing I'd probably do is buy like a Porsche GT3 RS or like a Ford GT. But other than that, I know that sounds like a lot of stuff, but you're now in the richest of the rich. You're in the top 0.0001%. Yeah. Other than that, my life would not change daily. I'd still be going paddling for the Olympics.
Do house training.
I would still do house training. I would invest more in Builder.
A lot more Builder and more supplements. Instantly, we'd have 10 supplements on the board.
Yeah, but the thing that I would really not do is I wouldn't change my day-to-day life because I think what you do is you start to lose ambition. And I am a man of just all I am is ambition. I woke up at 4
So
a.m.
would you
this
put
morning.
it? Would you put it in? Your dad would probably know the exact word, but would you put it in? Let's say Plan X, to where you can't touch that money until because it's all being invested safely and conservatively, but touched in a market to where a stock, bond, whatever, that you don't have access to it till like 20 years from now, and you're just letting it grow.
No.
You'd still want
I'm
to
not
have
an idiot.
access. You still want to.
I have money in my bank account now that I could spend.
Yeah.
It's that's not the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally, like, I probably wouldn't tell a lot of people that I had the money. And if I did have the money, I'd be like, hey, listen, you come to my house and fight me. If you want to get money off me, you got to fight me. And
however, you got to earn it.
However I want to do it. Like, you're going to come to the house and I'm just naked and I've spent all this money on like a pit that's got like hot fiery coals above it. And it's that thing with the two batons that they had. And I was like, you have to fight me, dude. And I was like, I'll give you any amount of money that you want.
I think your playground and jungle gym would become instantly more elaborate as far as those type of challenges goes. You would build your own Broken Skull Ranch at the house and be 100%. Like, all right, my money is right here in the glass case. Now come and earn it.
Mm-hmm. Like, you have to fight this hippo that I've trained naked on the other side of this room, and this hippo, and I'll be on top of the hippo with like this like ball and chain, like, and I'll just be like, George. My life would look just like He-Man's. I would have a cat that would transform. I would live more like Pablo Escobar. Now that I think about it, I would spend all the money. You know, Pablo Escobar just started like putting hippos wherever he went, and he'd have like really elaborate toilets and stuff. Like, Hunter, like, you know, the host is really normal, but why is there a completely gold toilet? Like, don't you put your fucking hands on it? That's mine. You poop outside with the rest of the animals.
Why is your entire bathtub encrusted in 20-karat diamonds? Each stud.
I would have a loofah made of just pure diamonds. You know, I don't know. I as I said, I'd probably keep my life just the same. If you win the PB, can we get a blue raspberry flavor builder? I'd probably add a couple flavors to builder. And
what, can I ask you a question? Why has 3 flavors been released in the UK and we only have the 1 that's available over here? Is it because of the restrictions that the supplement industry has on the US, that there's a lot more steps to get out a new flavor?
The company that I've worked with here in the United States is really not that good of a company. I look forward to the day that we leave them. Actually, we were already in the process of leaving them. It's complicated. Like, I wish I could explain it to you guys, but here's the bare bones.
Give us a high level.
High level is very expensive to buy minimum orders here in the United States. Over there, it's like $5,000 to $8,000, and I can test. You know, you have a minimum order, like, you know, we have like around $10,000 that we have to spend every time we do it in the UK. Okay. But we could split it up against 2 flavors. You know, here
you could take that 10,000 and do multiple flavors with the 10K. Okay.
And it's just, that'd be like the basic way of saying it. Here in the United States, my last order was $27,000, and the amount of time that it took to get here, it was more expensive per unit. The amount of time it took to get here and the amount of wiggle room that they gave me, 0, 0, 0. So it's like, hey, this is the way our business works, and we do not change it for you. And I was like, okay. So I just started, like, you know, also the opportunity over there in the UK is like much faster than here, because I guarantee, like, every single time I would go to events now, I'll talk to people and I say, what do you take? And they're like, I do this. And I'm like, why do you do it? And they're like, well, I like it. And I was like, would you like some of mine? They're like, oh, I can't try anything new. I'm like, what? What the fuck, man? I guarantee every single time you go to a gas station, you try something new. You go down this aisle, you're like, oh, this one's got Parmesan cheese on it. I'll eat this today. And then you have diarrhea.
I'm gonna try these combos today.
Like, yeah, you get diarrhea and you don't give a shit. But I try to give you a hydration drink for your athletic performance. You're like, nothing gets between me and my formula for success, elite performance. You fucking asshole. So it's interesting. I would grow builder. Like the next thing that we're trying to do right now, and I'll sign off on this, is I'm building a pre-workout right now. And the decision is whether or not there's this one initial formula that I have that's not going to have carbohydrates in it. And there's another initial formula that does have carbohydrates in it. The reason being
can I give a vote?
Yeah,
I would like to see the carb and the energy, because I'm not going to lie, when I head out to the gym, if it is a pre-workout, I'm drinking like a Celsius, and then I'm squeezing like one of the like applesauce packets. If we could combine forces.
That's what I'm saying. So you want the two of them. You want separation, or you want the two of them?
No. I'm saying right now I have to grab out of this pile and this pile. If I can combine them into one, that would be ideal.
So ideally, like, this is the formula for success. You need, there's blood flow stimulants, there's energy stimulants, and then there is fuel. So if you combine the three of these things technically before you go to work out, typically what I like to do is I have like before I go get a really good session, and I'm about to go do shoulders right now, I basically will take my pump supplement. I will take coffee, which is caffeine, and then I'll take a ton of honey in there. So the three of those things would be now combined into a product. Now, the thing that gets tough that I'll be honest with you guys about is volume. So every single time you go into a builder, it's a scoop volume for you guys. And we put 25 servings to you, and it's down to a limited price, and then we charge you shipping. Now, if I try to give you the same amount of servings, because we put carbohydrates in there, because it's so much more voluminous, like such a higher volume now.
The shipping is going to cost more because the container is going to be bigger.
So that's the thing that I run into. It's like, in reality, dude, I'll tell you right now, I haven't bought protein. I haven't bought protein in years. What do I buy every single week? Mass Gainer. And it costs me a lot more money because I have to ship it in. But in reality, dude, Mass Gainer and its effectiveness in comparison to protein is 100 times.
So instead of or you drink it before, but instead of like doing a protein shake, you're drinking a Mass Gainer. Oh, here we go. I think we are going to discuss that. Just having a third party on the podcast to discuss that topic the whole time.
Yeah, it was initially supposed to happen 2 weeks ago, and then I shattered the screen of my computer, so you guys can't see right now. My computer is below right here in front of my hands, and there's a huge monitor right here. So I don't any longer have this. So 2 weeks ago when it was supposed to happen and I was supposed to do all my research, I didn't have this monitor. So we've now pushed it off, and hopefully it happens next week. And I was going to bring on Matt Mossman. And the reason why we're going to do this and really do it effectively is because I want there not to be misinformation, not to be attacking products, not to be.
You just want to give bullet point facts as to what it is.
Dude, you want to know something crazy?
Yes.
So last night I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were taking this before bedtime CBD drink. I went and looked on, and it's extremely expensive price. Crazy. If you took all of the ingredients in isolation and put it into a bedtime thing, it would cost you less than $20 to have like 3 times the amount of servings.
Wait, and per drink, per night, $20
for all of them. Everything all combined. And it's all because of the idea that CBD is in there, and the minimum dose of CBD to actually have effectiveness is way, way, way higher than these companies lead you to believe. And it's just crazy. The thing's more than double the price of our product. I know.
And is it a month's supply?
Technically.
Technically.
And in reality, I think, you need to have more per serving to actually have the effective dose is my point. So the long-winded answer is we're formulating this. I actually have the conversation with the company today to see what it would cost per unit to produce, and then we'd have to find out the shipping, because our next investment as a company would be to buy more of the tubs or to buy more tubs of Builder, Hydro Builder, and more tubs of our pre-workout or new tubs of our pre-workout, or buy tubs of our Hydro Builder and buy single serve packets. It is tough. It's tough because I want to see it in stores now, but at the same time, I really would rather grow the business so that people could to depend on our company, to know that their pre-workout, their hydration, and their post-workout was covered. If I could
With
have
the
all 3
single
of
serve
those, I'd be
packets?
satisfied. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like our 3 products that I would like to have across the shelves.
No. Specifically, one of those to have like a packet. Wouldn't that save a lot on shipping, because it's just like a strip?
Technically,
Strip it
yes,
off.
but you have to understand the amount of cost for us to create packets versus tubs, because each and every single one of them are in packets, and they have labeling on them and information. It's one of these kind of things where it's a big leap. It's a leap where we're going to now focus on mass expansion of this one product, or do we try to expand on 2 products? I'll finish off on this answer, and then we are at our time cap. You've been Brian says right here he's been adding Essential to Builder before heavy workouts. I don't know if you're trying to say that you add Essential to the BCAAs already. Not sure if that's a good idea. It's not necessary. It's because the thing that we're going to
So I think what he's saying is he has Builder, and whatever he does a scoop, and then in addition to that, he's going to another whatever and scooping that and putting it into his shaker cup.
So 8 essential amino acids, BCAAs are 3. And these 3 right here in isolation are the ones that have the bigger response involved with protein synthesis, which are the ones that are involved in growing muscle. So, and in recovering muscle. So the essential amino acids in their entirety are necessary for the full effects of actually stimulating muscle growth. But in reality, the ones that are the most effective are these 3. So you have all 8, but these 3, the BCAAs, are the most effective. So I did a video on this explaining it, and you guys can watch that because I don't need to do another 10 to 15-minute explanation right now. But that's kind of the conversation that we're going to have. Essential amino acids are great. They're very, very valuable. But if you want to really get those essential amino acids, you might as well just eat food, is my point. So if you have the opportunity to eat a piece of chicken, have essential amino acids, or have BCAAs, start over here with having a piece of chicken. But if you're going to get into the supplementation realm where you're trying to effectively just dose for your workouts, I think BCAAs are the ones that are most effective at having the outcome that you want to have, which is the training stimulus. So for energy and muscle protein synthesis, BCAAs are the ones that have the highest effect.
Builder does taste very good.
Okay. Well, Brian, I'm glad that we were able to answer you. Guys, if you have questions, we're going to have another show, and we're going to have a guest on Friday. Remember, you guys all showed up here. Show up in the comments of YouTube, because we go back and we look at those things, and we try to give you guys, a better show next time. So thanks for tuning in. There's been a lot of you guys. It's probably been the most people that have ever tuned in and left comments. We're really grateful for that. But anything other than that you want to lead off on? We got training camp going on. We crushed Builder. What's going on?
I do have something for the people on the training camp. I made a video earlier. If you are in the Facebook group, now would be the time to join. If you're in house training, you're on whatever program. If you have joined training camp, here it is. We are going to post this podcast to our channels that you can hear all these, Spotify and Apple Music and what's the one? Prime Music. So all we have to do is show in the comments. I'm going to post this video there. Show in the comments that you've downloaded this podcast, and then your name will go in the drawing at the end of the week. And then if your name gets drawn out, you get a house beanie. So with this video that we'll post in there, drop a comment of the picture of showing you have downloaded the podcast, and in doing so, that enters your name into it to get you a free beanie. Shout out House Apparel.
Fuck yeah. House Apparel, baby. All right, guys, I'm over and out. We got to bounce. Time to go fucking pump some shoulders. I'm feeling good, dude.